Welcome back to ScarletSprites, guys, and I'm just going to go right into it here today. A while back, I did a video on the Arcade 1-Up Turtles unit when they announced it, and just kind of tossing around the idea of what if they didn't put both Turtles games in there, but instead they tossed in a different franchise or style of game. Now this was hypothetical, I clarified that. I still had people rambling in the comments about licensing and changing the side art up, and the control panel would be wrong, and all kinds of other black and white thinking that they just couldn't get past. It's like, do you guys ever let your imagination loose just once in a while? So the intent was really to ask what Konami game pairing would you want to have if you could have a duo loaded up inside of a cabinet. It wasn't meant for you to get all hung up on licensing details, just relax. And as for the side art, well, let's come back to that in a minute. So all of that to say that I like Konami arcade games, and I've been fortunate enough to collect quite a few of my favorite titles in authentic arcade PCB form. I've got the Simpsons, the first Turtles, Sunsetriders, and G.I. Joe. I play these from time to time, and I usually try and make sure one of them is loaded up when people come over because they're classic games that casuals remember and want to play. But I have, however, been wanting to find a more permanent home for them. And that's where this guy comes in. It's funny because when I first posted this on social media, I got quite a few polite comments of people basically just saying, "Oh, that's cool if you like that game." Yeah, I didn't grab this because I love Fisherman's Bait so much, and in fact, I don't think I've ever even played Fisherman's Bait. No, I grabbed this because this is a genuine single-speaker Konami cabinet. You have to see the vision and trust the process here. This entire cabinet was $350 and it's 100% working, which means I will probably end up getting what I actually want here, just the cabin monitor, for about $200 or so after selling the Fisherman's Bait board and fishing rod controller. And hopefully you can kind of see the vision from here. I'm going to strip this whole thing down and start reverting it back to its original form. Now sometimes when something like this is painted black, you might find the original artwork underneath, and you can use Citrus Strip, kind of slowly work the paint off and save the original art. Unfortunately, in this machine's case, there is no original art underneath. It had already been stripped and removed. You can see the wood pores and texture right through the black paint even. Now just to prove this, I did put a little citrus strip on the top of the one side, and you can see it's just revealing bare wood, so no one needs to get up in arms about me ruining or not saving original art. It's already gone, kids. I'll do a lot of my usual stuff here. I'll replace the lights, I'll replace the marquee with an LED. I've already pulled the entire monitor out and cleaned that off. Yeah, I included that clip so that debate could start too. Go ahead and go wild with that one. But yes, the monitor will get recapped, and I'll maybe add a new flyback if that is needed as well. I'll have to rewire this whole thing too, since there is a bit of a hack job going on inside, and it needs to be put back to JAMA and have connections for the third and fourth player added. Speaking of that, yeah, I'm going to need to do something about the actual control panel too, because that's just not going to work. It's kind of a shame because when this was converted, the original control panel was just flipped upside down and then routed for the fishing rod controller. That beautiful, iconic 4-player Konami control panel is, well, it's kind of ruined without some serious work that probably isn't worth the effort at this point. So yes, lots of work to do here. I got a decent start on this already, but there's one looming question. Ultimately, what game do I convert the actual cabinet to? So bringing this all the way back to the beginning, I'll stand behind my word a few years ago and say that G.I. Joe and Turtles are definitely getting wired up inside here when I'm finished. I'm also probably going to get a little crazy and will eventually get a switcher and just have Simpsons and or Sunsetriders ready to go too. So back to the question I just asked. I've debated this a lot with myself, and my final decision is that I will be making the physical cabinet a G.I. Joe. And I know everyone loves Turtles, and that is a really cool and iconic 90s cabinet, but I also love playing G.I. Joe just as much, and I also enjoyed the cartoon, had the action figures and all the toys as a kid, and personally, I just feel like the side art for G.I. Joe looks better than Turtles. I like the comic book cover look that it has. Plus, it's also getting tougher to find G.I. Joe cabinets, so I think the world could use another one. So see all those comments about the artwork having to be changed? No, it doesn't. I will make this a G.I. Joe cabinet that runs G.I. Joe and other Konami games, and the world will not end. Don't have to do an art mashup just to play multiple games in the same cabinet. I can also guarantee you that I will fix the control panel, it will have a G.I. Joe overlay, and it will work perfectly fine with just Turtles or even Sunsetriders. It's crazy, I know. But yeah, the plan here is to turn this into the ultimate Konami 4-player machine and do G.I. Joe some long overdue justice. So stay tuned for that later this summer. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you all next time. Later, guys.